That nothing but endurance ride yesterday was just what the doctor ordered. Today is going to be a warm-up ride for a little bit, for about 90 minutes, and then off to a Zwift race.
See the guy in the blue on the front line? That's an Arnold Schwarzenegger type of avatar. I'm the old guy to the right with the gray hair. Hey cycling community, this is Steve Grusis, the Cycling Greek. One of the things I learned about Zwift racing is that at the start you have to take off with a lot of power and then hold it for as long as you can. And that's what I'm trying to do here. This is a D race. D races are designated to be between 1 and 2.4 watts per kilogram. Now, I'm not sure if that's supposed to be an average or that's supposed to be the highest that one can do at that point. But when you take a look at the final results, the first person that is at 2.4 or below is at 21st place, and the next person is at 31st place. This is the Crit City race with 51 riders. I am still toward the front. In my previous Zwift races, right now I'd probably be right around the middle of the pack, trying not to be on the butt end of various splits that were happening, or they're starting to happen. I am still learning the fine art of following wheels on Zwift. That, however, is not the problem that you've noticed when you've seen a gap all of a sudden open up in front of me. That's because I'm starting to overcook and I've got to dial back, and then I go and catch up again when I get my legs back. The pack has been chasing a couple guys who've been trying to establish a break off the front. It was just my turn to go to the front and pull. I was going about 4.5 watts per kilogram and I had to back off because I was starting to overcook. But not back off much. I still had to go about 300 watts just to stay in the top 10. Along with looking at the action that's going around me, the main thing that I focus on is on the right side of the screen. I'm going to have to figure out how to get a better picture. I'm using my GoPro Session 5 to film my Apple TV setup. See that blue bar on the side? That's me. The number on top, on the white bar, that's my current position within the pack. Underneath my name there, that's my watts per kilogram, and right now I'm going around 3. I am just trying to pole position and hope somebody comes in front of me that I can just suck the wheel just a little bit. Though I have no idea of the effect of Zwift drafting, I feel like I can use more during those crunch times. Again, I need to back off to rest a bit. This race is a series of surges and big efforts. I have noticed, though, that Zwift racing has helped with my repeatability and power. I find that particularly important since I'm paying for this. Another piece of data I focus on the right side is the time gap. That lets me know if we're still all together or if I'm in a small group. And if so, do I have a chance to rest a bit or are we in danger of being caught? Fast forward a bit and the pack seems to be relaxing. I end up taking a pull at the front, and of course I don't want to stay there too long, and then I pull off. We are about to enter the undulating part of the course, and a key move will be made here. If you look at the time gap data on the right side, you will notice there's a big gap between 15th and 16th place. You'll notice near the upper left-hand corner a lime green circle with a feather in it. If I activate it, I become a lot lighter, and that's important in this undulating section. Of course, that's being able to grab the remote, move the cursor to that lime green circle, and activate it. This time I was able to do that as you see that the white bar around it is starting to decrease, which indicates the amount of time I have left being really light. Looking ahead on the course, 3 people have broken away. I didn't go after them because I'm doing what I can just to stay with these guys. Going uphill is a bit of a challenge, especially in Zwift. My focus immediately turns to the data on the right side. I need to ride wheels. I look at my watts per kilogram and compare it to those around me. That tells me how much I have to hurt to get done what I need to get done, or if I'm able to hurt that much at all. People are hurting right now. We are more than stretched out. The rubber band is breaking. A small group has gotten up to the small group that's broken away. Now I'm sitting at about 7th position, and there's only one guy right in front of me. Fast forward a bit, and there are about 14 or 15 still in my chase group. We are going after about 2 or 3 others that were from an original break. If you notice the data on the side with the time gaps, that there is a 30-second gap between 14th and 15th place. Because I'm not toward the front of this group, and that there's only so much data that can be held on the right side there, I can't tell how far away the leaders are right now. Fast forward a bit and I'm a bit perplexed. Looking at the data on the right side, at the top there on the white bar, it shows that I'm in 3rd place, but I see a lot more people in front of me. I don't know what's going on in terms of the software. I'm sure with all the movements there's a bit of a lag time getting up-to-date data, but it seems to be doing pretty good. Right now it's pretty stable, so I'm in 3rd place with this group here, but there's a lot more people. There's a few more people in front of me. Oh great, look at that, I'm in 1st place. but I still see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people in front of me, and I think that's correct. I also noticed that a number of those 6 people have some pretty good gaps, and we're talking like 40 seconds, I can tell on this blurry screen. I can also tell that they're doing 3 plus watts per kilogram right now. Well, 3, 4, and 5. So there's some strong people out there. Should they be Ds? Yeah, you work with what you got. Fast forward a bit again, and the data seems to be more closer to reality. It says 6, but I'm in 7th place. There's a person that's trying to get away up there that we are trying to bring back. We have also whittled our group down from the 14 or 15 that we had down to 11. Looking at the data, the original 3 that had broken away, at least I think it was 3, they are like 40 seconds plus. The people that we're chasing are just a couple seconds in front of us. While my placing again shows that I'm in 5th place, counting the people, I'm in 7th. We are now jumped into the last lap. Each lap is 1.2 miles. This race is about 9 laps and it's going to take about 24 minutes. There's a lead group of 4 that's too far away for us to be concerned about. We are now a chase group of 4 ourselves. My main concern as we're coming to the finish is that I'm not much of a sprinter on the road, and I'm certainly not much of a sprinter in Zwift. In my best case scenario, I need to whittle down the group if I can, then I need to attack before the typical start of the sprint. Maybe kind of like a kilo run. Let's go back to the categorizations that I spoke about earlier. Again, this race is a D race, and the wattage tops out, the watts per kilogram top out at 2.4. When you look at the results, the winners came in at 3.7. I came in at 3.2. The first person that was below 3.0 was at 10th place. That individual is not part of this chase group. There were 2 people in the top 31 of the 51 racers that came in the 2.4 watt per kilogram threshold. The question for me, therefore, is, am I going to be moving up? The purpose of my paying money to Zwift is so I can improve. If I win all the time, let's say in the Ds, then I'm basically going to top myself out. So it sounds like on the next race, at least the next crit race, I need to do that as a C. The crits that I've been in seem to top out at about 30 minutes. Now as for road races, I'll probably stick to a D for that for right now until my body adapts to that. Reason being is that with the road races, they take close to an hour. Back to the last lap. My focus has moved away from the data on the right to the data on the top. Mostly the data on the right side of the white bar up there, which indicates how much distance there is to the finish line. Now there's a mountain biker in here, and he was actually going pretty good. He caught our chase group and then went ahead, and then we had caught him. And so now I countered him, and I'm coming into the finish, and I'm actually able to hold it. So my plan worked out. That 5th place puts me in the top 10%. So what am I going to do next time? I think for the crit I am going to go to the C's. Now the winner here again was a 3.7 watt per kilogram average, while I was 3.2. I'm just going to guess, just using whole numbers, that the winner of the C's is going to be somewhere around 4.7. Since I have done 5 plus efforts that only lasted for 5 to 10 seconds, this is going to be quite a challenge for me. As for the longer road races, I'll stick to the D's for right now. I hope you enjoyed this video. What are your thoughts on the categorizations and what people choose? Do you choose a category according to the description, or do you fudge a little bit? Also, let me know if this video presentation works out for you. Remember, comment, like, subscribe. The Cycling Greek.